Welcome to Blaine Soccer Stadium, the host for today's MLS Next Pro action between Minnesota United FC2 and Houston Dynamo 2. I'm Jack Edwards here in the broadcast booth. It's match week 16. Both of these sides looking to push themselves up the MLS Next Pro standings. Let's get you geared up for kickoff by giving you the full picture for these two sides. First off, for Minnesota United FC2, 4 wins through their first 12 matches. 4 consecutive defeats, though. On Wednesday, a close match on the scoreline. They went down 3-0 before the first half ended. 2 goals in the second half pulled it back to a 3-2 match, but in the end, falling to defeat. For Dynamo, similar in the sense of defeat in their last match, a different storyline. They took the lead early on, but conceded 3 second-half goals, falling 3-1. And these two sides entering this one very close in the Western Conference standings. We'll take a look at those right now. You can find them in 13th and 14th. 12 points for Minnesota, just 11 for Dynamo Dos. Important points for both teams as they imagine themselves in this playoff push. Some games in hand, but Jeremy Hall mentioning when I spoke to him this week, the games in hand are just games in hand. They need to guarantee the points from them, an opportunity to try and chase down some sides in front of them and try and push themselves closer to that playoff line as the season continues to progress along. First off, the lineup for Minnesota United FC2. It's a quick turnaround from that match on Wednesday, and a first-team match in Portland means that some players from the second team have had to make big trips. They make just 2 changes from that side, 3 changes rather, that played on Wednesday. The big one in between the sticks, Adam Hayden coming in for his first professional appearance in between goal. As for Dynamo Dos, they make just 1 change 1 week on from that match last time out against Colorado Rapids 2. That's Osman Silla coming in for Isaiah Reed in that front 3. An important one to watch out for, Matteo Di Morelli in that front 3. He was MLS Next Pro Rising Star of match week 15 after picking up an assist in his first ever start in that match against Colorado Rapids 2 in the last time out. 4-3-3 shapes for both sides. You saw them in the standings, that these are very important points. It's been a challenging start to 2024 for both of these sides, and it's a big moment for both of them to try and push forward. Last win for Houston coming back on May 22nd against St. Louis City 2. Last win for Minnesota coming back on May the 26th. So over a month for both of these sides since they've tasted victory, and there are 3 points on hand in this one. We'll see how they end up being broken out, as both teams find it an important opportunity given their place in the table. The focus for Jeremy Hall and Minnesota United is desire. I feel like that first half performance against Portland Timbers was just not the standard that it needed to be at, conceding in the 18th, 22nd, and 41st minute in the first half. They had a nice burst in the second half, scoring 2 goals in quick succession. Rory O'Driscoll in the 56th and Patrick Weah in the 58th, who continues his hot form, but obviously not enough in the end, finishing with a final score of 2-3. Patrick Weah, good enough for the bench. He featured on the bench for the first team in Portland last night, making the overnight travel back. We'll see if he ends up featuring a match later today. Jordan Adebayo-Smith tasked up front with this one. Historically, this is a matchup that Houston has dominated. Minnesota has never beaten Houston in their 5 meetings all time. Left side of your screen in the orange kits are Houston Dynamo 2, and in the all blacks are going to be the hosts, Minnesota United. They'll be heading from right to left, and as we get underway, Houston begin the ball. They'll be heading from left to right. Jack Edwards with you. A pleasure to share this Sunday evening. Kept in play on that far touchline. The attempted switch there, asking a lot of the forward, not quite able to keep that ball in play, and it's going to be an early throw for Minnesota. Both of these sides, a lot of rotation through these first weeks of the season due to first-team players required, or second-team players required with the first team, academy players stepping in. A lot of fluidity in the training groups, in the match-to-match squads. Big moment for the second team was Moses Nyman was tasked with his first MLS start in the midfield. See the ball played forward. The header nodded down by Anor Giamfi. But an injury replacement for Will Trapp in pre-match last night meant Nyman got his first chance in the midfield. It was, in the end, a losing effort for the first team, falling 2-3 to a 2-0 lead in the first half, but falling on the road against Portland. Clipped over the top. Giamfi gets on to the end of it, but he was offsides. The flag goes up. First free kick now for Dynamo. Morris Duggan over this free kick after the offsides call. Fired to the feet from Malik Jesse Khan. Ball pushed out wide for Randall. He gets on to the end of this one. Has a few options in support as well. He carried into the box himself, trying to dance through. Made a half-hearted appeal to the referee. Was a slight pull in the jersey. But in the end, it was ruled to be clean defending. Good work by Houston to deal with that threat. Musanvi on the turn. Strong challenge coming back. He felt he was fouled. Referee again looking the other way. Lampman. Another one of the forward to chase, and Giamfi gets on the end of it. Hayden can get on the end of that. In his first professional start, the Plymouth, Minnesota native. Randall wanted some movement ahead of him. He'll play it to Adebayo Smith. Musanvi now. It's played along to him. He's got the overlapping run. Ball there intercepted. Tamer Ibsay's trying to play that one centrally. Challenge by Ibsay's and a brilliant flick by Musanvi to lift that one over the head of Matteo Di Morelli. As we mentioned already, had his first professional start last match, first professional assist, and first professional MLS Next Pro Rising Star of the match week. Important contribution for the 15-year-old, still a lot of potential for him. He was one of 9 Dynamo Academy active players or alums that featured in that match day squad against Colorado. One of the youngest sides in the entire league, obviously a young league in general. Just speaks to the youth at disposal for Houston. It's a free kick going against Dynamo Dos, and it's a chance for Minnesota in the midfield. Ball wasn't fully settled when the free kick was taken by Cage Romanchin. Fisher lofted that one forward, and it's Xavier Valdez who will claim. Third Next Pro season for Valdez. Experienced as Next Pro goalkeepers will come. Turned over in the midfield. Great turn by Musanvi into some space. Here's Khan, plays it across goal, and it's cleared away. Adebayo Smith was the player in the area to potentially challenge for it, but he was cut off. Jesse Khan goes down under the challenge, but the referee Felt that it was clean. Lampman, the player in the area, making that challenge. Khan back to his feet, making his way back into the midfield. Brilliant switch from Dynamo to move this one to the far side. Between the lines for Gonzalez. A few options ahead of him. Now into the 18. It's dragged back, top of the box. DiMorelli got under that one. He'll want that back, the youngster would. But the first chance to have a crack towards goal goes the way of the visitors, and they put that one off frame. Adebayo Smith putting the pressure on Obafemi Awodesu. Forces the former Nittany Lion to put that ball out of play. Fisher. Duggan carrying it forward. Says again, Misanvi. His control has been quite strong in these early moments. Yellow card will be produced, first of the match. Misanvi has been drawing in those challenges very early on, and it looked to be Taint Lampman who will be booked as the first player cautioned in the match today.
Yellow card caution issued to Houston Dynamo.
Lampman confirmed the player booked for that challenge. 2 over this free kick, a number in the box to target. Misanvi walks off of it, Khan curls it in, it's headed towards goal, it's a brilliant save, still alive, the bicycle kick is blocked and the shot goes over the goal. Aiden Martinez touched it last. It was a spectacular effort by Jordan Adebayo Smith. And it was blocked off the line. 3 shots in rapid succession, all of them repelled. Great save by Valdez. Adebayo Smith just kicking that one off the face of Kieran Sargent, who knew nothing about it, but he was in the way. We'll call it a heroic block from Sargent. Put his body on the line. See again confirmation of that yellow card for Lampman. Morelli's touch allowed the challenge to come in. Khan fires that ball forward. Darius Randall gets onto the end of it. 3 with him in the attack. Randall cuts it back. It's good support work done defensively. It's a brilliant ball between the lines. It's now Gonzalez. He can pick his head up, play the ball forward to DiMorelli. He's got an Orgiampi in the box, as well as Gonzalez. Top of the area, Silla onto the right foot. It's a brilliant finish. Osman Silla picked that ball up in just a little bit of space and found a fantastic finish into the bottom left corner. Let's see this one more time. How about that? Right between the defenders. And Houston strike first. Minnesota had that great sequence just a few moments ago. It's Dynamo who jump out of the gates with the first.
Houston Dynamo 2 in the 11th minute, number 21, Usmane Silla.
Look in the midfield by Minnesota to carry it through that press. Just enough done midfield by Romanchin to get through. Threaded forward, Adebayo Smith cuts it back. Now onto the right foot. It's poked away. Odesu got a foot in. Corner now for Minnesota. The far side delivery, a little weak. And we'll do it all over again. Cleared out by Diego Gonzalez. The header down towards goal. It's put wide. Some set pieces have offered some chances towards goal for Minnesota. Still on the lookout for their first of the match. Long ball forward. You can see the idea. Silla the target. But not able to be picked out with that long, quick goal kick by Xavier Valdez. Throw in Minnesota. Duggan plays that one forward. Nisanvi evades 1-2 challenges, slides it out wide. His target, Darius Randall, now into the box, onto the right foot. That's actually a fantastic save by Valdez. It was on frame with some venom, and he managed to get two hands on it, made it stick. That ball back, forcing Valdez into some work to keep that one in play, but he does well. Another long ball by Houston. This one also paying off. On the overlap, Sargent, several options, and Orange fires it across, and they've doubled the advantage, but the flag has gone up for offsides. A massive call there. They felt like the ball may have been ahead of Steven Anor-Giamfi. Assistants saw it otherwise. Let's see this one again. Brilliant, brilliant ball across. Bottom of your screen, bottom right, you can see Anor-Giamfi making the run. Watch his positioning. Is he ahead of the ball? Is he behind the ball? It's really, really close to call. Assistant seriously thought that it was offsides. And that keeps it at a 1-0 match. It's back with Minnesota now. Clever flick. Nisanvi has been all over this in the first half. He'll go from distance. Now it's just over the bar. Here's Fisher. Adebayo Smith. Back to Adebayo Smith. Hacked down. It's a free kick in a really promising position. Good work from the center forward. He's the first one standing over this. We'll see if he favors his right foot. He wants to have a go from what looks to be about 22 yards out. Duggan also taking a keen interest in this. It'll be Adebayo Smith to take, and he gets under this one. His free kick goes over the bar. 7 shots now for Minnesota. This portion of the match is brought to you by Allina Health. Altogether better kind of healthcare. Learn more at allinahealth.org. Ipses won that ball back. Good work in the midfield as well by Romanchin. Kept that one around, but that hit the referee. He'll pull that one back. Make sure that no unfair advantage was gotten by his influence into the match. Switch. Sanvi brought that one up, headed out of play by Tate Lampman. Quickly put back in. Ipses gets a foot to it. And he finds Sebastian Rodriguez. That one was played forward. We will pull that back. Player down off the ball for Houston, and it will require some treatment for the away side. Jefferson Valverde back to his feet. Recent transfer back in April for this Houston side. Started now 3 consecutive MLS Next Pro matches after coming in as an option for the first team in his first day since coming in from Ecuador. See if he's limited to contribute in this match due to that issue. Back underway. It's Minnesota on the attack, and it's put wide of frame. Hayden Martinez trying to deliver that one into the box. Valdez gets us back underway with the goal kick. Fisher. It's a run on the play for the throw in, and we'll take it. Here's Khan. Sanvi showing his speed to get on the end of that ball. The return pass, important intervention by Lampman. Sanvi trying to get on to the end of it. It's put out of play. Thrown in. It's a clever chest flick down. Moved out wide. Minnesota have enjoyed a larger share of possession and shots, but of course find themselves down a 0-0 at home. Silla, just brilliant bit of footwork to get past the first man. Had two more in front of him though. Plays it off to Anorgiamfi. Again, the forward in his effort to win the ball back fouls his opponent. It's a free kick. There was a slight tug of the shoulder. Giamfi certainly felt that it wasn't enough that warranted a free kick. The referee disagreed. Here's Adebayo Smith. 2 in orange swarming him. He finds some space and earns his side the corner kick. Not a ton of options for the center forward. That's one of the better ones that could come from that situation. This portion of the match is brought to you by Allianz Life Insurance Company of North America, proud worldwide insurance partner of the International Olympic and Paralympic Committees. Corner to come. Into the box. Valdez got a hand to it, punched it away. Cross repelled initially, fired into the box, and again Valdez shows very good hands to claim that one, throws it back into play. Giamfi, it's only him and Silla really as the attacking options. It was blocked, but good bit of skill shown to dance that one through. It's DiMorelli, the youngster. Now Silla. Options left and right, goes left with it. Played across frame, DiMorelli! Oh, collapses to his knees. He thought that would have been his first professional goal. Tried to just get a slight glancing flick onto it, but he put it just wide. Let's see it again. It's a brilliant ball across. It's a good run made, and you see him stab at it. Maybe he went for a stronger bit of contact, just didn't quite hit it right. But continues to be a massive threat early on in his professional career. DiMorelli puts that one just wide. Moved across, Misanvi. Fires that into the box. It's cleared away. Ibsez commits the foul. There will be a substitution coming in here now.
26 minutes. Checking in number 48,
Josue Sousa will be coming in for Jefferson Valverde. That answers the question of would Valverde be able to return to the match after that slight issue he picked up. The answer was no. And Houston is forced into a first half change. The Ecuadorian dealing with that issue. See Kenny Bundy, bottom of your screen. Visiting Dynamo side. Looking to get themselves back on track. Injury, though, to Valverde will hurt the chances of that and the ability of that. Ibsez. Di Morelli brings it down, plays it forward. Gonzalez moves it along. Silla, Sargent making the run to the far side, trying to play it back centrally, and it's cleared away. First touch for Sousa since coming on. Ball over the top. Di Morelli gets onto it, trying to use his speed to drive it into the box on the left foot. And that one is dealt with just wide. Couldn't tell if it was a foot from Hayden or it was just wide. It was just wide, a goal kick after it. But again, the youngster trying to score his first professional goal. Minnesota inviting some pressure. That pass went out of play before it could be kept in by Randall. Cleared away. Sargent curls it into the box. Offside's the verdict. Norgiamfi again frustrated with that verdict. Hayden tried to claim and push that away, didn't quite get there. Big day for the Plymouth native. As mentioned already, first pro start. Been a few goalkeepers that have featured for Minnesota so far this season. Turned over. It's Rodriguez forward. The chance, top of the box, and it's saved. Ibsez, his pass blocked. Forces Lampman into the header on the near side. Just past the half-hour mark. Osman Silla goal is what separates these two sides. Very well taken effort with his right foot. That's turned over. And it's Gonzalez, the captain, moves it along. Silla, the goal scorer, drags it away. The initial chance on the turnover for Houston is gone, but they still have possession. Norgiamfi trying to keep that one in play, does very well to get a foot to it. Don't get onto the end of this ball. Tireless work by the center forward, staying with it. The battle is won by Duggan. Hayden. Randall brings that down. Fisher can try and return it to the forward, but that one's a bit overhit. Sargent. Souza turns it over. Romanchin moves it out. And clearance fired off of Rodriguez, so it's not fully out of this defensive third for Houston. Flicked along. Back to Khan. He's going to try one from distance. Ambitious. A brave block. Gonzalez back to Valdez, plays it up. Sargent back. Letman. DiMorelli. Challenged by Ibsez. It's now a throw in. Good work by Lantman. That's Rodriguez trying to stay with it. In the end, commits the foul. Hassan V. Lantman again coming across. No nonsense from the right back. Has to deal with a very quick and tricky Loic Massanvi as his 1v1 target, and as the only player booked today, has done well defensively, but is walking that tightrope, something that Minnesota knows and could potentially try and exploit. McRobb. Work in the midfield to keep it for Martinez. Back again to McRobb. Attempt to slide that one into the box by Romanchin, but it's cleared away. This portion of the match brought to you by Bell Bank. Switch and see how banking should be. Silla. Good challenge coming across by the defender. McRobb stepping in front of the forward. 4 goals, 3 assists now this season for Silla. A big year in 2023 with Clemson. Led them in goals and assists. He was the MVP in the ACC tournament as he carries this one across, fires a low pass. He was the Mac Herman Trophy winner in 2023. A fantastic season for the forward. DiMorelli plays it across. It's Silla who's on it. Souza thought about lining one up. His effort blocked. Sargent now. 2 in the box, now 3 with Silla. Cuts it back. Silla wanted it top of the 18. Sargent trying to generate the angle. It's cleared, played down, and now cleared in the end by Minnesota. It's actually a brilliant ball forward. Adebayo Smith showing off his speed, one-on-one. Placed that one onto the upright. So close to the equalizer, did so well to get onto it, and the finish was just inches away. How about this? A very grateful Valdez watched that one bounce back into his hands after it hit the post. Adebayo Smith, 1 goal so far this season since joining in January. Got that one onto his preferred right foot. Just couldn't quite seal that. Back underway. Souza. Some great play here. DiMorelli returns it. Dragged back. No one quite there in orange, able to get onto the end of it. But good work to link up initially. Now Minnesota trying to have their own creative buildup, and they do well to work it wide. It's Britton Fisher. Now Martinez given some space to carry it into. Some big, strong challenges in the midfield by Houston. There is a player down. Dropped back into play. Duggan moves it out. It's Fisher. Trying a ball into the box. It's over everybody, but Masanvi can try and get under the end of it. He will do so successfully. Ipses, his right-footed delivery. Also over his teammates. It's cleared away. Oh, a massive challenge, but it was a free kick initially going against Minnesota in favor of Houston. Had to take it away from him. Souza plays it up. Silla, strong challenge by McRobb. Now Khan. Adebayo Smith again trying to use his speed. Important defensive work. Tracking across. Femi Awodesu. Giamfi gets there first, cuts it back. Gonzalez wanted to lift that one, but Giamfi had a different idea. Different wavelengths there. And it ends in a goal kick. Fired out wide, it's Randall. Couple options for him as he drives it to the end line. Good challenge put in. Another corner kick, 4th of the match now for the Loons. What can they try and generate from this chance? Kahn delivers it, the header across frame, and it's pushed back over the goal, down holding his head, Finn McRobb. He got that initial contact and paid the price for it. Important clearance on the header as well. Just to push that one out of play, and it's now corner number 5. They'll switch sides in the delivery as McRobb is slow to get back to his feet. Curled into the box, and Valdez claims. Chance to quickly get play restarted with the throw up to DiMorelli. It's a good challenge put in, and now it's Adebayo Smith. Generates the space, tried to pick out Masanvi. It's cleared away by Lampman. Now Gonzalez. Great footwork and a very cynical challenge there. The yellow card immediately produced. Morris Duggan won't even look at the official. Knew what he was doing with that. Felt that the yellow card was worth more than allowing that attack for Houston to continue on. Duggan joins Lampman in the referee's pocket. Final few seconds of our first 45. See how much further will be added on with stoppage time as Silla gets on to the end of it. Drive this one into the box. Already has 1 goal today. Goes off the nutmeg. Plays this one top of the 18 into the area. It's saved. He'll put it away. Stephen Orjamfi will, but he was offside. Had that suspicion when he first received it. As you see, 4 minutes is the additional added time. Martinez wanted it, but it will go for Sargent and Houston. Here's Silla. Swarmed by his opponents. It's won back by Houston, and now it's Sargent. He can spray this one across. DiMorelli, the target, brought it down. Not able to put it in front of him, but does earn the corner kick. Again, the switch of play continuing to be a massive threat for Dynamo. Silla. Big sliding challenge. It's cushioned down. The speculative shot goes over the goal. Minnesota throw. Free kick going against Houston. Final minute of our first half, curled into the box, headed along to Sanvi. We'll have this one 1v1 right in this left-hand corner. Allowed to move a bit centrally. Good challenge put in by Awodesu. Khan curls it into the box, finds a teammate, and that one's blazed over the bar. Not a bad ball in by Khan. Britton Fisher will want that back, got under it, put it over the goal. Cleared forward, and that will be enough for our first 45 minutes. Houston hold a 1-0 edge as we break for halftime. Chances aplenty for both teams, but in the end, Osman Silla, his first half strike separates the sides at the break. Our score at the half, it's Minnesota 0, Houston 1. Coming up, Michelle visits MLS Next Pro headquarters for a report after this break.
Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. André. Servicio.
It's saved by Carlos Corner. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Parte externa para definir Chicho.
Welcome back to halftime. It's Minnesota 0, Houston 1. Michelle Montaigne checks in from New York and takes a deep dive into the first half of the season in this week's edition of The Report.
Here's a chance. Here's Cardina. Makes the deflection and into the net.
Ball towards the back post, and there it is. This is a Jago.
overhead kick is in.
And this one's in. How about that? And it is all working for North Texas.
Garcia on the volley. Oh my goodness.
From the West Coast to the Big Apple, the league has seen big things from our guys through the first half of the season. I'm Michelle Montaigne, joining you from Major League Soccer headquarters in New York City today with a special mid-season edition of The Report. The midway point of the season means it's time to recognize who has stood out so far. And since this is a team sport, we start with our mid-season team, who just so happens to have the youngest average starting lineup. That would be Philadelphia Union 2. They've earned 29 points in their first 13 matches. Their 28 goals are tied for second most in the league, trailing only SKC2, while their 13 goals allowed tops the Eastern Conference. The perennial playoff team has found its way to the top of the East, and the entire club, from staff to coaches to players, is due the credit.
For us, it's just another day. You know, it's part of our goal, you know, to develop these players each day, each week, and you know, a lot of the credit, if all of them should go to the players. You know, they put in a lot of good energy every day, every week. They prepare well. They take care of their bodies off the pitch. So, you know, this is just kind of a result of all the good things that they've been doing throughout the season so far. So we're happy for them.
With the impressive run of form from one of the best development clubs in the country, it's no surprise to see so many Union 2 players signed to MLS deals this season. David Vasquez, Andrew Rick, and Kevin Sullivan headline the group of youngsters. Vasquez has posted 2 goals and 3 assists in 8 matches. Andrew Rick earned his MLS debut on June 22nd, starting and playing all 90 minutes for Philadelphia Union. Kevin Sullivan, who signed the largest deal for a homegrown player in MLS history on May 9th, made his professional debut with Philadelphia Union 2 on March 24th. He entered the match as a sub and assisted the game-winning goal in a 2-1 victory. Your midseason coach honors go to FC Cincinnati 2's Tyrone Marshall. The turnaround in Cincy this season has been nothing short of inspiring to watch. Marshall has his guys poised to challenge for a deep playoff run for the first time in their 3 MLS Next Pro seasons. After bringing home monthly honors in May, North Texas SC's Michael Collodi was named the mid-season goalkeeper. His 11 goals allowed are the fewest amongst keepers with at least 1,000 minutes this season. His impressive form since rejoining his home club at the start of 2024 has his team near the top of the West. Now, we know so many guys across the league are rising through the ranks of their respective organizations. So for St. Louis City 2's Mekhi Joyner to earn the highly coveted Rising Star honor at the midpoint of the season is no small feat. The 17-year-old has posted 6 goals and 8 starts for Bobby Murphy's club, which leads the team in St. Louis. And last but opposite of least, SKC2's Cameron Habibullah was named MLS Next Pro's mid-season player. He leads the league in goal involvement, scoring 7 goals and providing 5 assists so far this season. What's more, his 7-goal tally finds him in a 4-way tie for 3rd most goals in the league. The 20-year-old forward is showing that the 3rd season's the charm for him and is a part of why SKC2 leads the league in both goals and assists. The 20-year-old forward has excelled in Kansas City after spending his first 2 seasons in the league with Whitecaps FC2. Born in Uzbekistan and raised in British Columbia, Habibullah joined Vancouver's academy as a 12-year-old in 2016. He's been putting up impressive numbers ever since. Well, as we continue our mid-season special episode of The Report, now we bring in a guy who knows a thing or two about playing at the highest level. Ali Curtis, Senior Vice President of MLS Next Pro Competition and Operations and Senior Vice President of MLS Sporting Development. That's a mouthful. Thank you, Ali, for your time. You and I have seen this league kind of grow since its inception. We're now at the midpoint of Season 3. What has caught your eye so far this year?
Thanks for having me. The games have been incredibly intense, incredibly competitive. You know, now that we're into our 3rd season, it really has been a league of opportunity. We've seen so many players from MLS Next get opportunities in MLS Next Pro, which has been great to experience and to see. And then there have been a number of players from MLS Next Pro that have signed, first-team contracts in MLS, and some have gone on into Europe. We've had over 100 players sign first-team contracts in MLS, and then we've had a number of players sign short-term contracts. So it's really been great to kind of see all that cohesion and integration between all the different leagues. And we're also seeing it, from a staffing perspective, when you see coaches that are moving up and moving over, and then also athletic trainers and other areas of the staff. It's really been special. So incredibly intense and competitive, but all good things.
All good things with him leading the way. Ali, thank you so much for the time. He touched on some of the numbers there. Now we're going to take an even deeper look at MLS Next Pro by the numbers. There have been 190 matches played. That's led to 632 goals. That gives us an average of 3.3 goals per game. We've witnessed 44 shootouts this season with a shootout conversion rate of 74.8%.
There is our go-ahead. We are underway in the first ever Battle of the Independents between Chattanooga FC and Carolina Core. And that's going to trickle through from the open goal from Jesus Ibarra. Banyan, goes left corner.
Overhead kick is in.
A big part of what makes MLS Next Pro the league that it is, the independent clubs. Making their MLS Next Pro debut earlier this season, Chattanooga FC, who got off to a pretty strong start, winning 4 of their first 8 games, but their head coach, Rod Underwood, knows that wins are hard to come by, and halfway through the season, feels like that is something his guys are still learning what it takes.
They're raising the level of soccer in America, and that's one of their major goals. And hopefully we'll see more of these players in the league making it to the first team, and not just making it to the first team, because I think the league will say we want these guys to come in and be difference makers at their first team level. And it stresses us every game. We haven't had an easy game in this league. So even the Miami game 6-2, that was an easy game. Things just bounced our way that game.
The boys in blue bookend the month of July with some home matches, first against Crown Legacy, then they close it out against Orlando City B. In between, they'll get their first test against the best in the East, Union 2. Then we'll face the other independent newcomer this season, Carolina Core, for the 3rd time this season. The two teams have split wins in their first 2 meetings, and Core's Chief Sporting Officer, Eddie Pope, is hoping that they take the tiebreaker.
And then I'd say the level of competition has been great. It's been good to see how much the league has grown over such a short period of time. The players are so good, the coaching is so good. It's just been a pleasure to watch, all the teams play and really to watch how this stepping stone called MLS Next Pro is really a thing, and it really is working.
Now, taking a look at Core's upcoming schedule, they will play only 3 matches across the month of July. August sees them play host in 4 of their 5 matches in the month, with their lone road test coming against formidable FC Cincinnati 2. Now, having covered this league since its inception, I can say with confidence that there have been some incredible goals since day one, but the quality of goals through season 3 has been off the charts. So when I say that getting recognized as having one of the goals of the season, that is a big deal. The first one that broke into SportsCenter Top 10 came off the right foot of Chattanooga FC's Mehdi Wamri. With his back to the goal, the 24-year-old's bicycle kick earned him the goal of match week 12 and has us still thinking about it all these weeks later. Similarly, Revs 2 midfielder Maciel combined right place, right time, and right skill set for another stunner. From beyond the 18-yard box, he booted an attempted clearance right back at the defense, finding the top right corner of the back of the net.
Chance to get through here. It's lovely footwork. Nearly a tremendous goal. Oh my word! It's a stunning strike. A stroke of genius from Gerardo Valenzuela.
With goals on the brain, it just feels like a good time to maybe check in on the Golden Boot race. Chicago Fire 2's David Poreba sits alone at the top with 9 total. Right behind him is his own teammate, Harold Osorio, who's in a 2-way tie for second with Roald Mitchell. They both have 8 apiece. 4 players have 7 goals on the season. They sit tied for 3rd. And as we wrap up, we conclude with the moment. Now, there have been plenty of good ones halfway through the season, but the moment of the midseason belongs to St. Louis City too. They just somehow keep outdoing themselves. This time, they broke the all-time attendance record with 10,671 fans packing City Park. The home fans got to see their team win their 5th straight over their Midwest rival, Sporting Kansas City too. Halfway done, halfway to go. Who gets to compete for this year's championship will come down to who can close out the season with that Empire state of mind. I'm Michelle Montaigne saying so long from the city that never sleeps.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, 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 mira, sacúdete.
Welcome back to Blaine Soccer Stadium. It's currently halftime, nearing the second half between Minnesota United FC2 and Houston Dynamo 2. Jack Edwards here with you in the broadcast booth. We can begin our return to the match by looking at our first half highlights. There were some chances for both sides. A combined 18 shots between the two teams. We'll see an early opportunity here for Houston, play top of the box, and it's just an unbelievable finish. Ousmane Sylla burying that one in the bottom left corner. It's just a fantastic finish to get it out of his feet quickly and find the back of the net. There were some chances of plenty for both sides. We see some efforts here. One played centrally, just not quite able to find the back of the net there for Matteo Di Morelli. His shot just wide of frame. But again, Di Morelli, the 15-year-old, involved in things. That shot just wide. You wouldn't be surprised if he got involved in things in the second half. And the best chance for Minnesota to equalize off the upright. Jordan Adebayo Smith put that one off the post, and it was, in the end, picked up by Valdez. Some chances for both teams, but obviously just the one goal so far for Houston. Our stats at the half. Currently 11 shots for Minnesota, 7 for Houston. Outshot, the pass accuracy better for the hosts, as is possession, around 55% is the given number for Minnesota United. But obviously, the goal heading the way of Houston after a brilliantly clinical finish by Ousmane Sylla. Players who are taking the field, we can look at our upcoming schedule as well as some games that have happened in these last few games. You can see the top of your screen, Minnesota United, that 2-3 defeat at home against Portland. Besides, look ahead for Minnesota. We'll touch on this in just a few moments, but a 3-match week, playing on Wednesday, playing here today on Sunday. They have to quickly turn around and head to North Texas on Wednesday for that matchup down south. And you can see Houston Dynamo as well, featuring in that Friday match. Late Eastern time out west against Ventura County. Some changes prepped. This is something that we were prepared for. Rory O'Driscoll, Dom Mowing, and Patrick Weah will all be coming into the match for Minnesota United as they make a trio of halftime changes for a second consecutive week. This was something that, talking to Jeremy Hall ahead of this, they knew was going to be a factor. Rory O'Driscoll and Patrick Weah coming off the bench last night. Or rather, it was Jordan Adebayo Smith and Rory O'Driscoll who came off the bench and for the first team out in Portland last night. So with that travel in mind, knew that some players would only be good for 45 minutes, some would be good for longer. In the case of Adebayo Smith, he was good for the first half. Patrick Weah, the team's leading scorer with 8 goals in the season, comes into the match. We're back underway. Minnesota heading from left to right will get us back underway.
MNUFC2 in the 46th minute. Play the game, number 90, Louis Massatonville. And checking in, number 34, Rory O'Driscoll.
Massive challenge there to get us right into the half. That will produce a yellow card. It was a dangerous one by Cage Romanchin.
Also in the game, number 99, Jordan Adebayo Smith.
You can hear the PA beginning to filter through the changes. Loic Massanvi, Jordan Adebayo-Smith, two of the players to make way. Both were quite dangerous in those early moments of the match, but again, part of just those fitness limitations. A potential factor, shouldn't jump the gun in. Free kick by Houston, launches his back underway. McRobb gets ahead to it.
Yellow card caution issued to MNUFC2's number 38.
Khan trying to get into that challenge.
In the 46th minute.
O'Driscoll pressing. The header down, but it falls to Houston. Moved out, Silla already has one. Onto the right foot again. Forced back. Morris Duggan was the third subbed player by Minnesota. Just to reiterate those subs in a moment as Houston's on the attack. Sargent whips us into the box to the back post. It's over DiMorelli's head. He'll track and get back to it. Rodriguez plays it back. Lampman drops that forward. Good challenge. It's a corner now. You could see that Tamarib Says felt like it was going to be his side's ball, but it's a corner. Just to reiterate the subs for Minnesota, three of them at the half. Patrick Weah, Roy O'Driscoll, Dom Mowing coming into the match. Jordan Adebayo-Smith, Loic Massanvi, and Morris Duggan all making way. You'll see those subs begin to filter across your screen. We appreciate you joining us here for this Sunday night matchup between these two sides. Some pushing and shoving at the top of the box is going to draw the attention of the referee. Looks like no extra discipline will be metered out beyond just a quick warning. It is the second corner of the match for Houston. All but one in orange outside the 18. The other trying to hassle the goalkeeper. Curled into the box. It's left. Lampman couldn't quite get a good amount of control to it. In the end, just played forward. No nonsense defending. Wakatuya, the switch. Big challenge. Cleared forward, but again, the loose ball falls to Houston. Silla. Sargent. Lampman. Rodriguez. Wakatuya. Knocked out of play. Josue Sousa came in for Jefferson Valverde in the first half. That's the lone change made so far by Houston. They've got 4 more changes, 3 more sub periods to make them. Minnesota have got 2 changes left. Free kick after the foul by Houston. There were some big chances in that first half for Minnesota that they couldn't put away before the goal by Ousmane Silla. There was a trio of shots on the back of a set piece. A bicycle kick by Jordan Adebayo-Smith that was blocked by the face. Whipped into the box, and it's buried. A brilliant ball in, and this time it'll count. A constant threat, and Steven Anorgiamfi makes it 2 for Houston. Goal number 3 on the season for the Ghanaian. The ball was turned over. It's a brilliant ball forward. And that is a fantastic header. Maybe some work to do on the cartwheel and the backflip, but the header executed to perfection. Doubles the advantage for Dynamo Dose.
Scoring for Houston Dynamo 2 in the 51st minute. Number 9, Steven Lenore.
The task that much harder now for Minnesota. Patrick Weah commits the foul. Weah brought on at halftime as a player to try and make an impact on the score line. 8 goals so far this season. It's his best goal scoring season so far. That's a big coming together between those two. And there's going to be some afters as well. Referee already had the yellow card out of his pocket. Yeah, a bit of a nasty challenge by Weah. Was late on Awadesu. Valdez quickly off his line to support his teammate. Weah booked.
Yellow card caution issued to Houston Dynamo 2's number 1, Xavier Valdez.
Xavier Valdez is booked for that push, coming off his line to defend his teammate. So the forward for Minnesota, the goalkeeper for Houston, booked after that coming together. Frustrations boiling over a little bit potentially for Minnesota. Side that's looking for their first win in 4 games. 4 consecutive defeats entering today. It's been 5 without a win for Houston. Last one coming back on May the 22nd. Looking good value to try and earn 3 points on the road and continue what has been historic dominance over Minnesota. It's the head of Kieran Sargent. Was in the middle of mentioning those chances in the first half. Right when the goal came in for Houston. Fisher clears that forward. But it was Sargent who blocked an early chance. Could have potentially been a goal had he not gotten an intervention on that. Sargent. Silla kept his run going. It's played forward. Always asking a lot of the forward to get onto the end of it. Cleared forward. Turnover in the midfield. Souza Clean challenge. Lefty Morelli in a heap. Here's Randall. Moving the other way. Randall slides it back. Here's Fisher now. Throwing now for Minnesota. Important stage of the match here. We say 2-0, the most dangerous lead in the sport. Lampman clears it away.
Substitution for Houston Dynamo 2 in the 58th minute. Checking in number 11, Isaiah Reed. Replacing number 43.
Isaiah Reed will be coming into the match now for Houston Dynamo. Making way, Matteo Di Morelli. Di Morelli coming about as close as you can to scoring a goal, trying to get his first professional one. But Reed, who scored last match, was assisted by Di Morelli. He'll be coming on now in place of the 15-year-old, who continues to have an exciting start to his professional career. Strong turn forward by Martinez. It's taken away. Now Silla. Martinez gets there, but Awodesu, good defensive work. On the turnover for Minnesota, low effort. Valdez in front of it. Potentially could have squared it. He gives an apologetic hand up to Darius Randall. Maybe the better choice would have been squaring it across. Of course, you never fault your striker, your team's leading goal scorer, from having a go. He puts it in the back of the net. There'd be no question about what the right choice would have been. But in that instance, puts that one in a spot that Valdez can make the easy save. Turn by Silla. The ball forward. It's Dynamo hunting for more. Moved along to the right-hand side. Driven across, and that one just in front of Stephen Giamfi, trying to get on the end of it. Ends up being a corner kick. This portion of the match brought to you by Allina Health, an altogether better kind of healthcare. Learn more at allinahealth.org. That was a brilliant attack. Just couldn't quite latch on to the end of that. Another corner for Houston, curled into the box to the back post. Initial header won by Minnesota, not cleared by Weah. In the end, the header pushes it away far enough initially, but it's Rodriguez forward to Lampman. Rodriguez kept his run going, the cross blocked. Second try at it, clipped in. Massive leap, but it falls for Gonzalez on the curler. It's parried away. Gonzalez's effort saved by Adam Hayden. Khan trying to return it to Randall. Randall pressing. The Dynamo do well to deal with the initial bout of pressure. Ooh, that one, a bit of a slip by Rodriguez. Khan was relentless. It's cleared away. Only a throw comes from it, but it's successful pressure by Minnesota. And that they win back possession. McRobb. Turned over back to Houston. Mowing did well to step forward and get a foot in. Fisher put a footwork. Trying to use his speed now. In the end, will earn the throw in. Taking on two Dynamo defenders on his own. O'Driscoll. Big challenge. Clean, says the referee. Well-threaded pass. Manchin to Weah. Moving it along, Randall trying to fire that one across. He got under it, and it's a goal kick. Patient work in the attacking end for Minnesota to generate a decent look, but Darius Randall not able to shape that effort towards goal. Second look here is Malik Jesse Khan, laid it off for the forward. That's a clever headed ball over the top. Honor trying to stay with it. In the end, just about held off. Weah shows off the strength. Similarly, Awadesu shows off his strength. Again, they meet into the box now. Weah goes down in the area, holding his leg. Felt he was fouled. Referee saw it differently. Making his way back into the play. Anor coming from behind his opponent will commit the foul. That's going to be a yellow card for blocking the free kick from being taken for Josue Souza. That'll be a frustrating yellow card for one of the midfielders for Houston to get. It's a cynical move to try and block the restart from being taken quickly. A lot of times it's smart to force a different option and just help the defense get set after a free kick is given. That instance, though, boiled over to being a yellow card. Headed across frame. Will it sit up for Minnesota? It will. It's knocked home by Aiden Martinez. It felt kindly for him, and he halves the deficit with his first ever goal. Not the prettiest they'll score this season, but they count all the same. Waited for it to sit up, and on the half volleys it came back up, just pushing it past Valdez. A very clever finish. Two to one. Match is right back in the balance. Minnesota have opened their scoring for the day.
Scoring for MNUFC2 in the 68th minute. Number 50, Aiden.
Over the top, Houston looking to restore their two-goal edge now. McRobb comes across, and it's a clever pass. Earns the goal kick. It's a really good flick on. Advantage being played. Four in the attack now for Minnesota. Moved along centrally. Khan, top of the box. His effort from distance. Oh, it's off the upright. It bounces away. Patrick Weah gets there. Weah on the right foot. A bit scuffed. It sits up. And the shot by O'Driscoll is saved by Valdez. How close Minnesota came for the equalizer. Let's see it again. Malik Jesse Khan given the space. And that effort is not far away at all. Second time now that the hosts have rattled the upright. The shot here from Weah took a deflection. The shot from O'Driscoll saved by the goalkeeper. Important moments now for Houston. They don't want to see their hard work to have the 2-0 edge undone. This portion of the match is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. You and Blue are better together. Cleared away, big challenge. Long ball forward. Got it down for Silla. Plays the pass through. Reed trying to get that one controlled in front of him. He couldn't bring it in. Pass sprayed out near side. Randall. Low pass. Finds Weah. Weah steps past another. Slight tug of the jersey, though. He's on a yellow, so he has to be careful with both the fouls and his protests. It's a free kick now for Houston. Free kick going the way of Minnesota. 18 minutes of our match left of regulation. Hayden plays it forward. Randall brings it down, cushioned. Pass forward, only to the defense of Houston. Silla. Foul by Minnesota. It's a Houston free kick. Bit of cramp as an issue. Will lead to the trainers coming on now for Minnesota. Will Schmidt, Julian Banks preparing to come into the match.
Substitution for MNUFC2 in the 76th minute. Leaving the game, number 36, Jesse Kahn. And checking in number 49, William Schmidt.
Martinez, Malik Jesse Kahn making way. Martinez's goal, the lone of the match for Minnesota, has it at a one-goal match. Anybody's to play for right now. We're back underway. Corner kick to come. Corner deep into the box, headed away by Minnesota. Long ball forward. You can see the run being made. It was a clever one. An embrace there after a slight collision between Diego Gonzalez and the goalkeeper. Adam Hayden, though, able to claim, headed back by Sargent. He couldn't get the right purchase, back to Valdez. And that long ball forward turns profitable for Minnesota. It's a corner kick. So the subs again, Schmidt and Banks coming in. This portion of the match is brought to you by Target. Target is here for the love of the Loons. O'Driscoll, his corner into the box, headed across goal. And Randall just couldn't get a foot to it. Had a golden opportunity to equalize in the match. That one ran just too quick for the forward. Second look here, a great header. Just couldn't get his feet sorted in time. And Houston playing with fire. Just the 1-goal lead now. They would love to head back to Texas with 3 points. They've got a match on Friday at Ventura County to look ahead to. This one, a very important 3 points in the landscape of the entire season for both of these sides. Minnesota were 3 goals down on Wednesday. They brought 2 back, but finished 1 shy of completing the comeback to get some points at home against Portland just a few days ago. They've done half the job here today. They've got 10 minutes to try and finish it and get at least a share of the points. More on a potential shootout, and anything beyond the goal they could try and score as an equalizer could push the 3 back in their way. That's a big challenge. That's going to be a yellow card. Writhing in pain after a heavy challenge by Will Schmidt. The young midfielder cautioned after a heavy challenge. We'll see it again. It's a bit of a heavy touch. And you see that. Just a massive coming together between him and Josue Souza. Left leg will be the source of concern here. Both teams will take this pause to discuss some things, get some quick water. Low 70s, sunny conditions, no chance of rain. It's been a perfect evening for some soccer in Minnesota. A chance for both coaches to impart some wisdom, try and offer some tactical guidance in these final moments of the match. Minnesota have another match against a Texas opponent. They'll be playing at North Texas on Wednesday. We'll have 2 weeks before they next face off. 15 days between that one and their date with Austin FC2 back at home. In between that match, Austin will visit Houston. So a chance for Austin to see both of these sides. Austin also languishing towards the bottom of the Western Conference standings. So some big head-to-head matchups for these sides. Currently 13th for Minnesota entering the day. Houston in 14th, but with this current result as it holds, we'll see Minnesota slide to the bottom of the West. And Houston escape. Could climb as high as 11th. Would sit themselves 6 points off that playoff line. Same amount of games played as Portland. A tough start to 2024 as we hit the halfway point of the match week season. Could be quickly forgotten about. A good run of form sets in. Sargent doing a great job to hold this one up, and will kick it off his opponent. It's a throw in. Thrown into the box. Laid off, but only to Gage Romanchen. Here's Sargent. His delivery into the box at the back post. The header down, back into the play. Honor Giampi lays it off for Silla. Those are the two goal scorers for Houston. It's cleared away. Only finds Souza, plays it off. The turn. Into the box now. It's Reed. Fires that one in. The 2-goal edge restored for Houston. It's an absolute rocket from Isaiah Reed. Dances through a few and from a tight angle with the right foot. Leathers that one into the back of the net. Gives them a 2-goal cushion. And if they hold on now, the 3 points will be heading their way back to Texas. Reed scored last match in the 14th minute. Today he scores after coming on in the second half. That one an incredibly fine finish. Outdoing his goal total for 2023 now this season as Omar Gray comes into the match as the third substitute now.
Scoring for Houston Dynamo 2 in the 83rd minute, number 11, Isaiah Reed.
Tate Lampman making way for Gray. That goal could make these final few moments just that little bit less nervy for Houston. It's been a good performance for them. Clinical in the final third. Something that they really will want to distill into the side. A bad trend for Minnesota in these last few games since that 2-0 win at Colorado Rapids back on May the 26th, a shutout there. They've conceded at least 3 goals now in these last 5 matches. Played forward on the left-hand side. If they get one here, the match still could be in hand, but it's well tracked back, seen out for the goal kick. Good work done as Julian Banks pushed forward on the left-hand side. Throw in for Houston. Cleared away. Throw in now for Minnesota. Just some back and forth in the midfield right now, something that will definitely favor Houston, just to kill more time, keep this ball away from their goal mouth. 3 minutes plus any stoppage time. The stats might favor Minnesota on a general sense. Shots 17-10 in favor of the hosts. But a clinical performance for Houston has them with a 3-1 edge. Offside flag is up against Houston. Ouya. Sargent, big challenge. Throwing now Houston. Good strength shown in the corner. Here's one back by Minnesota. Header flicked along, goes out of play. Houston will tick along now. And we'll have 7 minutes of added time. Confirmation of that on your screen. So a few minutes, if Minnesota are able to find one, it's a healthy chunk of stoppage time. Still a little bit more work to be done for Houston. That's a good ball to evade the press in this near corner. And now it's Omar Gray who can carry it. It's been good game management so far for Houston. They did concede that slightly sloppy goal. Set piece bounced across frame, and Ada Martinez, a point-blank effort. Not the kind of chance you want to be letting up, but beyond that moment defensively and just as a general management of the match, it has been quite strong from Houston for good spells of the match. Probably a more welcome return to form for Kenny Bundy and company. McRobb. Cage Romanchin. Some step overs into the box. Romanchin, it might sit up, rolls across. Randall, his shot. Oh, what a block. It could be a goal-saving block by Isaac Muakatuya. Just gets a foot onto it and blocks that from Randall. It does come to be a corner kick. The chance is not gone for Minnesota. Houston, some more defensive work to be done. O'Driscoll, his delivery into the box, headed high. There's going to be a foul in the area against Minnesota. The back heel. Stepping up was Amodesu. Knotted down, Silla. Big challenge put in. Had to get that right. McRobb did, and he did. Romanchin, O'Driscoll. Delivery into the box. Silla gets there first. He'll concede the corner. But defensive shifts being pulled now from the man who scored the first goal of the match for Houston. Heavily involved in all phases of the game so far. Usman Silla, 4 goals, 3 assists in 12 appearances in his first professional season since being drafted 55th in the 2024 MLS Super Draft. It's O'Driscoll with the corner kick delivery into the box of the near post, challenged for. Headed down, clipped up. The shot top of the box was sliding along. Ibsays heads that forward. It's nodded back, and he again will offer his services to try and recycle possession. It's a foul from behind. 2 minutes at a minimum remaining in our match. Maybe one last chance for Minnesota to try and challenge this result. If they can get something here, one last roll of the dice. Curled in, headed away. And the captain can put a foot through it. Clear it high and away by Diego Gonzalez. Ibsays, it's a good header to put that back into the mix. Gray comes away with the ball, kept it in play. Romanchin. Massive challenge. It spins for McRobb. He lays it off the 1-2 into the box. The center back, what can he dig out here? He can't keep it in play. It comes to a goal kick in the end. 5 defeats on the bounce for Minnesota United, while Houston, a massive win in this head-to-head matchup. These two sides both looking to claw their way out towards that playoff line. It will be their first win in 5, and it will be their first win since May the 22nd. And Orgiam, if he gets on to the end of it, it's his goal. That's the match winner. A strong performance on the road and a return to winning ways for Dynamo Dos. They'll leapfrog themselves to 11th in the West with win number 3 on the season. A chance for Minnesota to try and bounce back with a quick turnaround, a match on Wednesday at North Texas. But the points today are Houston's. They continue their dominance over Minnesota United FC2 in the 6th all-time meeting. They stay unbeaten against the Loons and pick up their 4th win all-time. 3-1 is the score today. We can round out our broadcast by looking at tonight's man of the match. And it's going to be the first goal, a piece of brilliance by Ousmane Sylla. We'll see it again here, laid off top of the box, finds the bottom left corner with expert precision. Great work by Sylla, scored the first of the match, his 4th of the season, and he is our Adidas man of the match. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Once again, our final score is Minnesota 1, Houston 3. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a great rest of your Sunday night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.